Hola amigos, otro lunes de Vampyr con Natch Space y hoy seguimos con la aventura, empezando con un nuevo capítulo de la historia de nuestro doctor llamado Fiebre en Aumento. El lunes anterior nos enfrentamos con nuestra hermana, que no estaba tan muerta como nosotros pensábamos al principio. Y ahora debemos ir en busca de, dice la gran cacería, no, leer el correo. Vamos a leer el correo entonces. La invitación de Lady Ashby. Necesito hablar con usted lo antes posible. Estoy convencida de que todos corremos grave peligro. Desea reunirse con usted inmediatamente los del Club Ascalon. Por favor, venga y mencione cualquier noche que le sea conveniente. Debemos hablar de todo esto. Ya. Entonces debemos ir a la mansión de nuestra amada. ¿No hay nada nuevo por acá? No. Y nos aparece que tenemos un nuevo diálogo con el doctor, así que vamos a ir a ver qué nos tiene para decir. ¿No por acá?
Jonathan, old chap, how are you tonight? I've seen little of you of late.
I was conducting research in my room, away from the nightly routines.
Of course. Worry not, I understand. The situation has been testy around here. I won't deny it, but we still stand.
What news do you bring?
The news is not good, my friend. We try to keep the epidemic at bay, but street violence is escalating quickly.
How bad is the epidemic?
It is killing the infected patients faster, in less than 2 days now. The only blessing is that they are contagious for a shorter period.
Tell me more about the violence.
Jeffrey McCallum seems to have sent his war dogs on a hunt. On a nightly basis, Pre-Wen patrols exterminate every skull and vampire they find.
Have they come closer to the hospital?
No. They mainly focus on fallen districts or abandoned buildings. But they're growing in numbers. They must be recruiting heavily.
I have received an alarming letter from Lady Ashbury. She wants me to meet her at her house. I have been granted safe passage.
Then you are twice fortunate. I have never been invited to the lady's mansion. But with the quarantine and controls, city access is nigh impossible.
Acerca de la
Is the
cuarentena.
quarantine serving any purpose?
It is helping slow the propagation of the epidemic. But as long as we have no clue to its origin, its efficiency is limited.
Why have you never entered the lady's house? You are one of her good friends, are you not?
My dear Jonathan, you have no idea how reclusive the good lady normally is, nor in what great esteem she must hold you to let you into her domain.
Have you any reliable friends in the West End who might assist me?
Unfortunately, you will be alone. Except for our ravishing red-headed acquaintance, of course.
What about the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole? Where are they?
There are only a few of us, and most others would not speak to you. I am the black sheep of our brotherly flock, you know.
What of my commission here at Pembroke Hospital?
Nothing to fear, Jonathan. Your position here is in no jeopardy. You remain one of us, and you are always most welcome.
Tenemos una nueva pista del doctor.
Thank you, Edgar. We shall speak again later.
Ya, si mal no recuerdo, creo que la entrada está por aquí. Esperar un poco.
Best stay back, sir. Watch yourselves. I hear leeches. Killing's all you deserve. Killing. That's gonna hurt.
Viene para acá. Lo mataron.
Bloody leech! You'll pay for it, you big fucker! This is no place for a gentleman.
Se tira como una especie de fuego de gas.
See them fancy clothes? This one's a top. All of you bloody leeches need killing. I'll put an end to you.
Ay,
Die, beast. I'll take his head. All of you bloody leeches need killing.
You must prepare, child, for the earth is bleeding and the harvest is upon us.
Stay away! Whoever you are!
This is no time for petty quarrels, my champion. Can you not hear? The famished queen has awoken.
I am not your champion!
But of course you are, son. As surely as you are the blood of my blood.
I had to kill Mary!
I have known your pain, child. Do not succumb to
Silence! I dismiss you, now!
The land calls for a champion. All and everyone needs you.
Silence!
I'm tired of all these puppet shows.
no hay nada allá, no parece.
They want war. I'll show them war.
Whatever this poor woman did, nobody deserves this kind of punishment.
Watching some of that killer. Fuck, is that? You leeches need killing. Die, beast!
Es un vampiro ese, no es... No, tiene pinta de ser Scar. Tiene casi los mismos poderes que yo. Ah, ok, supongo que me hay que enfrentar a él ahora y no tengo sangre.
You Londoners are not.
Son como súper poderosos. ¿Qué onda? ¿Puedo decir que les dan a estos vampiros de hoy en día? Ok, no. Ya. Entonces la marquita está por aquí. ¿Se parece que? Esto debe ser.
So this is where she lives. What a splendid house.
Ahora como que hay nuevos enemigos. Bueno, que ya no son esos simples Carl o los de la guardia, sino que ahora son... Tenemos que combatir con vampiros de nuestro nivel.
Dr. Reed, welcome. How are you?
As good as one can be, considering the circumstances.
Yes. Death and affliction seem prevailing themes of late. Please, come in. We have much to discuss.
I hope I haven't disturbed you.
Not at all. Actually, I was counting on you visiting me tonight.
How strange, this painting. Beautiful, melancholic, yet with a haunting dignity.
Indeed. A long time ago, a friend asked me to paint this for him. But I kept it in the end.
I did not know you were a painter, my lady.
There are many things you do not know about me, young Ekon.
Please, call me Jonathan.
Please excuse my behavior, Jonathan. I tend to tease my friends when uneasy.
What is bothering you, my lady? Your letter was quite alarming.
We will talk about this in a few minutes. For now, I would like you to tell me about yourself. How have you been since we last met, my friend?
I think I should ask the questions, your ladyship. After all, it was you who invited me to settle this most urgent of matters.
Fair enough, Jonathan. The situation is critical. We do not have the luxury for etiquette.
Please do not misunderstand me. I would be delighted to discuss mundane matters and idle trivialities.
If we survive the dark nights to come, we shall have all the time in the world to speak, you and I. For now, please follow me, Jonathan.
I must say, your house is exquisite.
One of the advantages of living forever is having the time to be selective with one's furnishings. I took the liberty of having tea served.
You can still drink tea.
Can't keep it down, but I do so enjoy the aroma. Let us toast to make-believe. And of course, to your health, Jonathan.
And to yours, my lady.
Please, call me Elizabeth.
So, my lady, why, truly, did you invite me here?
I've been asked to deliver an official invitation to meet the Ascalon Club.
They have done nothing but impede my investigation since I became known to them. Why would they want to see me now?
I guess they now see you as Ascalon material. They must have found out what happened to your sister. Proof of the potent blood flowing through your veins.
I'm not sure I can accept their invitation. I have seen their handiwork. How Fergal the Beast imposed the club's law.
You have no choice, Jonathan. Even I would not openly defy Lord Redgrave, the chairman of the Ascalon Club.
If you are convinced I must meet him, I will heed your advice.
Thank you, Jonathan. I understand your reluctance to brush shoulders with London's vampire elite. But we have no choice.
Is the situation that critical?
Yes. The Guard of Prewen has called for a second great hunt of our kind. And they will stop at nothing to eliminate us.
You should flee then. Leave London, the country even. I have seen the Guard in action. They are merciless.
Your concern warms my heart, Jonathan. But fear not. If the situation gets too dangerous, I shall retreat to my secret Scottish manor. I could hide you in my luggage, if you wish.
Thank you for the offer. I shall keep it in mind, but I have much to do here. There is a question I must ask you. Could Lord Redgrave be my maker?
I doubt it. If Lord Redgrave had made you his progeny, he would not have seemed so surprised when you demonstrated the strength of your lineage.
One day soon, I will have to find the answer to this mystery.
And I shall help you in your research, I promise. For now, you must go to the Ascalon Club and play their game.
Will I see you again at the Pembroke Hospital?
No, you will find me here if you need me. I shall conduct inquiries alone, and we can then share our discoveries.
I want to thank you for all your support and your help, my lady.
Could you do me a last great favor and call me Elizabeth?
I should be honored, my lady.
Then it is settled. Finally, some good news in these dark hours.
Thank you. I appreciate the advice. I had best prepare myself to meet this Lord Redgrave now.
How thrilling to meet the Earl of Bristol in the flesh, so to speak.
Something tells me you're not very keen on the man.
Don't get me wrong. The gentlemen of the Ascalon Club are honorable, but their attitude and opinions are somewhat antiquated.
I see.
As long as they deny access to female applicants, I will leave them to their antediluvian considerations as to the natural order of things. Jonathan, promise me you'll be careful.
Of course. But why the fear in your voice?
Look at me, Jonathan.
I am.
I mean, really look at me, young Ekon. We may be deceptive by nature, but this heart of mine has always told the truth.
Oh, se le declaró.
Elizabeth.
Go, my friend. But come back to me soon.
Ya, pero antes de seguir, creo... Sí, puedo entrar. Ya, vamos a ver qué hay en la casa. Más cosas. Un permisito. ¿No puedo pasar? Por aquí sí. Diario personal. Se los dejo aquí por si alguien quiere leerlo. Lo pausa. Y nosotros seguimos. Ah, mira. Tiene una hermana. Desea convertirse en vampiresa a pesar del desacuerdo de su madre. ¿Ya? Y ahí. Pensé que había otra cosa. Y aquí volvemos a la sala. Ah, se me traba el monitor. Ah, mira, aquí está.
Hello again, Jonathan. To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
Sorry to disturb you again, but could you spare me a few minutes?
Of course, my dear.
¿Podríamos
What a
hablar de nuevo
pleasure
con
to
él?
speak with you.
Ah, oh.
Do you think we should...
I know not, Jonathan. I have seen some horrid days in my long lifetime. Experience has taught me that one cannot outrun the fates.
Ya. Dejo de hablar con ella porque si no vamos a atrasar mucho. Ay, pero No sé si quedaba algo arriba. Que aquí había esto pasado aquí. Y creo que se quedaba. ¿No? No.
It's locked.
Bueno, eso. Mira. Ah. Ya, entonces ahora tenemos que presentarnos
Time to visit the Ascalon Club.
en el Club Ascalon. Eso mismo. Yo quería mirar acá. Echando aquí parece que no hay. Ah, no. No dije. Voy a recoger esto y nos vamos. Adiós. Y no hay pasada ni nada por aquí. Solo fichas. Así que sí o sí la pasada tiene que ser por acá. ¿Qué le pasa a este loco? Ahí murió. Bueno, ¿y esto no me dejaron nada a mí? No. Nada. Nada, nada, nada. ¿Cómo lleno acá de estos monstruos? Y no, ahí está ese que es como el cura. Adiós. Adiós, bien buenas. Y acá... Beware. ¿Sí que está despejado?
Recognize him?
No. This one ain't on our list.
Well, that's one less anyway. It'll make McCullum happy.
That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners.
Y hay como una... Acá está la casa. Yep.
The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
¿Cuántos hay? Uno,
This is
dos.
not the place for you, sir. Stay! Crush the leech, boys! Filthy piece of shit!
No, está lleno ahí. No, no voy para allá. Que no. Bueno, escondite por aquí y yo no lo veo. Vamos a ver. Ah. Mansión de los Ríos. Oye, ¿estará nuestra casa? ¿Nosotros somos los reyes o no? ¿O hay otros?
Good evening, Avery.
Mr. Jonathan? I can't believe my own eyes. Oh, it's a miracle. We all thought you were... Oh, sir, your poor sister. What a tragedy.
I know, Avery. I know about my sister's murder.
Miss Reed expected you to return to assist with the funeral, right up until the last minute. Where have you been, Mr. Jonathan? We needed you here.
How is my mother?
Not well, I'm afraid, sir. Miss Reed is very fragile since the police brought her back home.
The police? What happened?
Miss Reed was found walking in the streets. She kept saying she had spoken with her son and daughter. She's resting now.
Has she received appropriate medical care?
I'm taking care of Miss Reed myself. Hospitals are so overwhelmed by the epidemic that they can only accept patients infected by influenza.
Tell me the truth, Avery. Do you feel forced to stay here? Would you leave this house without the arrangement made by my father?
No, sir. I have nowhere else to go. And I promised your father I'd take care of his family as long as I live.
This house is dead, Avery. There is a curse on this family. You really should consider leaving.
If only you could have been here sooner or more often. Maybe this house would not be that empty. But you're here now, sir. So my task is not over.
You have served this family extremely well, Avery. Your support during these terrible times is much appreciated.
Then I will stay. All I ask is that you take care of my own funeral if I die before the end of the epidemic. No mass grave, please, sir.
Goodbye, Avery. Please watch over my mother until I return.
Of course, Mr. Jonathan. but please return as soon as possible.
Mary? Oh, my dear. How are you tonight? How is your sweet boy?
Ah, el escondite. Era nuestra propia casa. Llave pequeña, ¿para qué? O sea, no sé qué abre. Ah. Ah, era para esta. ¿Qué hay aquí?
I remember Sunday walks in the park.
Pero después vamos a hablar con ella. Mejor. Ahora sí vamos al Club Ascalon. Aquí a 30 metros. Oh, perdón. ¿Qué?
The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected.
Women's right to vote is only the first step.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
Como que hubo una matanza acá.
There has been quite a battle here. I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
No hay nada acá, ¿hay algo?
Good evening. We repel the intruders for now.
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bancher was no match for him.
Hear, hear, hear.
Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet.
I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
She's a close friend, and I'm honored that she feels the same about me.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why do you suddenly need me?
The Ascalon Club only recruits the best, and you definitely fit the bill. Your scientific and medical reputation alone would qualify you as a candidate.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End? Is that it?
Straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon, who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally, and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall. Speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation. Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
Bien.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece? Figuratively.
It's quite unsettling. As a doctor, I am more used to being the observer than the subject observed.
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Mr. Dawson, of Dawson and Dawson, the wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall. A formidable, unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
By doing so, you would create two separate ghettos. What if the disease gets past the wall? The results would be disastrous.
Not if we eliminate all suspected cases of infection as soon as they appear. A necessary sacrifice.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns? Decisiveness is what the city needs, and it needs it now.
Voy a echar de mirar un poco qué hay acá. Llave de sótano del club. Y creo que no hay nada más. Mira, más monedas. Aquí había algo. Me voy sin agarrar eso. Que hay otra cosa. Vamos a pasar al sótano a ver qué esconde con la llave. Por acá. ¿Dónde está el sótano? Pero aquí había, ¿no? Ah, no. Ah. Ah, este es el sótano. ¿Esa? Ah, no puedo entrar por ahí. ¿Qué hay acá? Una carta coleccionable. Ya. ¿Qué tengo que hacer ahora? ¿Hablar con el viejo del mar? Va.
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Spera.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied Scals in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Scals.
Scals are malevolent and disgusting creatures.
I knew I was right to induct you, Dr. Reed. You would not dare lie to me on such a vital topic now, would you?
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club, and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
This is an outrage. We shall chase these intruders down.
Subí a nuestro nivel. ¿Oh? Actualización de misión. Preguntar a los locales sobre las posibles fuentes de infección. Uy. ¿Hay algo? ¿No? Yeah.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
Vamos a preguntarle a él.
Good evening, sir. Please forgive me for disturbing you. I'm a doctor.
I never judge a man by his title, but by his attitude. And you are not disturbing me at all. I am Calhoun Russell, and I welcome you.
Well, I must admit it's good to receive a warm welcome for once. I'm Jonathan Reed.
Welcome, Dr. Reed. Welcome to my humble shop.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual?
Not really. Wait, now that you mention it, I don't see the McPhersons in my favorite restaurants. They love delicate meals too, you understand.
Thank you. It may be nothing, but I'll investigate anyway. Where do they live?
They have a house in the southern part of the district, somewhere north of the railway bridge. There is a courtyard, if I remember rightly.
¿Qué tiene?
I may have a look at your goods, Mr. Russell.
Cancha de plomo, palo de plomo, vara de plomo, frasco de vidrio, quinina. ¿Esto? En buen estado, parte negativo, bueno, esto siempre se necesita. Voy a comprar las dos. Vamos a aprovechar de preguntarle al... ¿Y dónde? No estaba acá. ¿De dónde fue? Se fue. Aquí está.
Yes, Mr. Jonathan?
I'm currently investigating sources of the epidemic in this part of town. Do you know anything useful?
Not really, except all the McPhersons' servants resigned a few days ago. They feared becoming infected, they said.
The McPhersons? Where do they live?
I think it's a rich house near the railway bridge in the
¿La misma familia que nos dijo anterior? ¿No podemos hacerle más preguntas? ¿Oh?
I found an old letter written by my father and addressed to me. Do you know anything about it, Avery?
Your father wanted me to give you this letter for your 35th birthday, but you left for the war, and the letter remained in his office. until tonight.
I realize now you knew my father better than I did. Do you know why he left, Avery? Did he ever speak to you about his departure?
No, sir. Mr. Reed was not exactly forthcoming. Perhaps this letter will give you the information you require.
Goodbye, Avery. Please watch over my mother until I return.
Of course, Mr. Jonathan. But please return as soon as possible.
Bueno amigos, dejaré la partida aquí por hoy y en la misión Retratos Familiares, en la que hay que interrogar a los ciudadanos de este nuevo distrito que se llama West End, que al parecer era como nuestro viejo hogar, y acá estamos en nuestra casa. En esta partida conocimos más en profundidad sobre la historia de los vampiros y del Club Ascalon. Y bueno, supimos más de la misión principal de la historia, que es poder acabar con la fuente de la epidemia y que así los de la guardia no exterminen a los vampiros, claro. Así que no te olvides de estar atento el próximo lunes. ¡Chao!